And all the prophets came to break that society and make it a fair society, a society that peoples are equal to each other. In the Bible it says that Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, said, I didn't come to bring peace. I came to create animosity between parents and sons and children. That's exactly what it means when you read this ayah. Because they said, we are following our fathers. We didn't hear or see our fathers following this or doing this. So Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him, said, I came to break this. I didn't come to bring peace between fathers and parents and kids. No, I came here to create animosity, to create war between parents and children. So children would not follow the stupid ideas of their fathers anymore. They would see the light. They would see the truthfulness in my message. So, they said, burn him. Why? Because we don't want that kind of ideology. We don't want to see that kind of resistance from a young man who would create the same mentality between the people. Then people would wake up and fight us. And then we have to share the power and the money with them. And the wealth. And they didn't want to do it. So they said, let's make an example. Let's make an example of Ibrahim. Let's burn him alive. Let's burn him. So people would see what would happen if you challenge the rules and regulations of us and our fathers. If anyone wants to challenge us, we will burn him. Now what did God did? God did in ayah 69, he said, we said, O fire, be a comfort and peace to Ibrahim. You see? Now look at the whole scenario. Idol worshippers, Ibrahim creating a scenario to show them that they are fools. People are watching. Now, the powerful statesman taking care of the idols, they want to make a lesson. They want to teach everyone that if you fight our ideology, if you fight the way we think, we're going to burn you. What God did? God made the fire a comfort and peace to Ibrahim. It means their plan, not only what they tried to do to discourage people, not only it didn't work, but it gave more power to Prophet Ibrahim. Peace be upon him. People saw that this young man who broke the idols made a fool of those people. When they tried to burn him, fire became comfort and peace to him. And that's how Allah, that's how God help people who help bring His laws and His rules and regulation on planet Earth by creating miracles. Do you remember the 8 ayahs we talked about when God says kun fayakun? One of the kun fayakun are the miracles of Allah. As soon as God says for a miracle to happen, it happens. The birth and the conception of Prophet Jesus, peace be upon him. The creation of Prophet Adam. The creation of the universe, the heavens and the earth. Life and death. And here, another miracle, kun fayakun by God, the fire become comfort and peace for Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. And they desired the war on him. But we made them the greatest losers. And that's always the end of people who are trying to fight the messenger of God. Long-term, brothers and sisters, they are always the losers. Always. Short-term, they win. Look at Yazid. La'natullah alayh. Who won? From a military standpoint of view, who won in the desert of Karbala? Military-wise. Of course, Yazid won. He killed all the men. He took all the women and children as a prisoner of war and took them to Kufa and then Sham. So he won. And he was very proud of it when they brought the prisoners to him. They were very proud. But this is always short term. Now after 1,400, where is Yazid, brothers and sisters? Nobody even knows where his body is, where his grave is. Nobody knows. They know where his father's grave is, and go look at his father's grave. See how pitiful it is. And look at Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Look at the value he has in this world, brothers and sisters. The house of God, Mecca, that is a mandatory pilgrimage for every Muslim, if he can afford it financially to go there. See every year about 3 million visitors. 3 million. And it's a mandatory thing for every Muslim. 3 million. Now look at the pilgrims that are going to Imam Hussein alayhi salam shrine every Arba'in, on the 40th day after his martyrdom. How many do you think? It is estimated between 7 and 9 million people every year going to visit Imam Hussein alayhi salam shrine, Hazrat Abul Fazl alayhi salam shrine. Why do you think this is happening? Because God, when you fight God, you always lose long term. Always. That's a rule. That's qaza wa qadar. This is jabr. This is predestiny. You cannot change that. When you fight the prophets of God, the messenger of God, awliya Khuda, awliya God, people that God has sent to bring his message, you always lose. No matter how hard you try. So after 1,400 years, 7 to 9 people are going to visit Imam Hussein alayhi salam shrine, knowing they can be killed. No one is going to be killed in Mecca. Imagine if they would say they are a bunch of terrorists in Mecca, and anyone who is going to pilgrimage risks to be killed by an explosion. How many people do you think would go? How many people? But look at the pilgrims for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They can be killed. There's no place to sleep over there. There's not that much to eat. But they still go. This is the promise of God, brothers and sisters. Now, let's compare, as I said, the idol worshipping at the time of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, and what we see today at the 20th century and the beginning of 21st century. Has anything been changed? If you look deeply inside, nothing has changed, brothers and sisters. The idols have changed. We have different idols, new idols, like the same thing that was happening before. At the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, so many idols were in Mecca. And those idols were changing. The mentality, the stupid mentality would stay the same. But the shape and the name of the idols would change. Now today, at the beginning of the 21st century, let's see who are the idols. Because idols, you have to understand, are created by us. We create those idols. The same way the people at the time of Prophet Ibrahim a.s. made those idols. They make those idols so they can put people in thinking that those idols, they are the rulers. They can make decisions. These are the true forces of nature. Those idols. Those idols are the true forces of nature. And they can decide their fate. So for them to have a successful life, they have to worship those idols. Because their fate is in their hands. This was the definition of idol worshipping. And a bunch of people would always create those idols for economical reason. So they can govern the majority of people, and they can govern them so they can get their money. Bottom line was always an economic reason behind it. Now let's see today. What are our idols today, brothers and sisters? Let's look at the next slide. The big idol today is the idol of materialism. This is the biggest idol. Like the big idol at the time of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. Why we are calling it idol? Because today, materialists are telling us, even today, even though science is proving the contrary,